Hello. In this video, we will learn about the publisher settings. We'll see how the different features within the publisher settings can be used to optimize the publishing processes, ensure an efficient organization of the assets, and enhance the overall publishing experience. So for this, we'll first go into the settings and we can access publisher settings directly under the inbox and publishing, or we can simply search for it and go into the publisher settings. So these are the different features that are available in this particular settings module. So the first one here is pause all posts. So this particular feature will stop publishing from all accounts at this particular moment. So the posts which are having the status as scheduled will be submitted to the drafts and all your publishing queues will be paused. So this particular feature can be used whenever there is any case of emergency and you want to pause all your posts and stop the publishing activity as a whole. You can simply switch on this toggle and enable this feature. Next we have is the campaign mandatory feature. So this feature will basically make the campaign field as a mandatory field to be filled whenever a post is being published. So for example, if I go into the publishing module and go on to create a new post, here I can see the campaign field has been made a mandatory field. We can also access the publisher settings directly from the Omnichannel Publisher from over here in the bottom left corner. And moving on to the next feature, we have the add default campaign. So if I switch on this toggle, this will basically pre-fill a default campaign while publishing a particular post. From here, I can select the default campaign, and what this will do is it will automatically create a default campaign field which will be filled with a monsoon collection. So the next feature that we have is to autosave the assets published from a user locale. So this particular feature, what it does is it will automatically save the assets that are not present in your asset library but are directly uploaded from your computer while you are publishing. So if I switch on this toggle, for example, and go into the omni-channel publisher, so over here, if I go into the asset library and I don't want to select any asset from the asset library, so let's say I want to upload any particular asset from my computer. I go on to select this asset, I click on open, and now while this asset has been added to the publishing module, this particular asset is not present in the asset library. Since I have switched on this particular toggle, it will be there in the asset library now. So if I go into the assets, simply go into the all assets. So as you can see, this particular asset has been automatically added into my asset library. If I click on this, I can see that it is an auto saved asset which has been added while I was publishing. I can go on to now change the asset information accordingly. I can move it to a folder or basically change the different asset properties from over here. So if I go into the publisher settings again, I can simply switch on and off this toggle and use it accordingly. Next option is to restrict inapproval and rejected assets in publishing. So if I switch on this toggle, this option will basically restrict all the assets that are currently under the status of approval or rejected, and they won't be visible to me whenever I go on to the publishing module. Moving on, the next option that we have is the enable link shortener. So Sprinkler provides you with two options to shorten your links. The first one is using the Sprinkler's own domain, that is light.spr.ly. The second one is to use the Bitly domain. You can simply go on to connect your Bitly account. This will ask you for your authorization. Simply allow it and your Bitly account will be added successfully. So now, for example, if you go on to add a particular link, let's say I want to add this link, I simply copy this, add into my content, and over here you can see the shorten links option is available. I have both the options available. So let's say I want to use the sprinklers domain. I go on to select this one, and as you can see, your link will be shortened. Again, if you want to use your Bitly account, you can go on to do that. Simply paste the link, again go on to the shorten link and select Bitly this time. So this will shorten your link and you can optimize your content accordingly. Moving on to the next option that we have is the UTM tracking. So UTM tracking, basically it will help you to append the tracking data to the links you post to measure your social traffic. So if I switch on this toggle, I can basically add any particular URL. Now make sure that you add a URL with HTTPS already there in the URL. For example, if I add light.sprinkler.com, I can go on to set the default parameters for this URL. I can enable the campaign and select the value for it. So let's say I select campaign, I can select the source, let's say social account, the medium, social platform, and accordingly I can go on to add certain other parameters. I can even add custom parameters. So here I can see the live preview for my UTM tracking link. I can copy this particular URL, I can save this from here, and over here you can see your UTM information in the form of a tabular format. You can again click on these three dots, you can edit this link, copy this link again, and also you can go on to delete this particular link. So if I copy this link, I can go on to my publisher again, and I will click on paste, and my UTM link has been pasted. Now I can again go on to shorten this UTM link using the shorten links that I already have. So for example, if I use the Sprinkler domain, my this UTM link has been shortened again. So this basically covers all the features that you have within the publisher settings, and you can go on to use them to optimize your publishing experience. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much.